flee Roman persecution in 70 AD. You know, the Lord prophesied that. Let me get there. Says, this is Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end come, right? And back then, right, Yahweh was preaching to all them different, different nations, man. There was different nations around. He was preaching to you Hamites. He was preaching to the Israelites to wake up. And Edomites was there. So as we doing now, man. We come out here preaching, man. We come out on the highways and byways and we record, which through technology, it's been made a simpler way to prophesy. Because now each prophet don't have to actually go to every city, in their state, city by city, you know what I mean? You could put this up on the web, which is called the Thummim and the Urim. And on the internet, and it goes out through all the world, man, because Israel was scattered through all the nations, right? Get that. Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And it says, and there you shall serve other gods, which thou nor thy fathers have known, either wood nor stone, man. And these is what they do, man. They get into these churches and they follow these different religions. Religion is a religio, meaning to hold back and restrain, man. When you go into religion, you're not going to find out the truth, man. You're going to get a feel good speech, man, to keep you bringing money. And the Lord said we will be scattered from one end of the earth into the other. So you have Israelites in every nation, man. They're going to look like the other nations. You're going to have Israelites that look like Chinese. You're going to have Israelites that look like Ham. You're going to have some of them that even look like these dusty ass Hamites, man. But you'll be able to know in the spirit, man. You'll be able to know in the spirit. What it says here in Romans, Romans 8:16, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. It says the Spirit, man, itself. So that spirit that's within that person, it'll bear witness with another Israelite that, hey, man, you probably an Israelite. You probably a brother, man. No matter if they look like Chinese or whatnot, whether they look like Edomites, it's that spirit, man, that dwells within a man, man. If it comes from Israel, man, it's going to be Israel. And it's going to have that manner of life as Israel, man. Even though they might be having the manner of life, the taking on of the ancient customs of these heathen and partaking in those ancient customs, but when they hear the word, if it's for them, hey, they're going to wake up no matter what they look like, man. It's all about that spirit, man. The spirit of Israel. The Lord said came for the Israelites. This word is for the Israelites, man. Let me go read that again. It says, when ye shall therefore, Matthew 24:15, shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand ye in the holy place. Whosoever readeth, let him understand. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of the house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with children, and to them that give suck in those days, man. So So the Lord was telling you that it was going to be basically a destruction coming to Judea, man, in that day. And flee to the mountains. We fled from Israel around like 68 AD, 67, 68 AD, all the way down into Africa, man, which is a mountainous region, man. I think it's called, it might be the Andes, man, the Sahara Desert. That whole North Africa, man, there's a mountainous region, man. He said, flee to the mountains, man. You know? And he said, flee to the mountains. If they went southeast, you would think, why would they go southeast? Because when you're in Africa, the Nile River flows from the south, it flows up to the north. So when they're downstream when they're in Africa along the Nile River, downstream is really north. So that's why he say flee into the mountains, because that North Africa is a mountainous region, right? And we fled that Roman persecution, right, from Vespasian and Titus, man. We fled that persecution, and we went into those mountains, man. Therefore, we lived around those heathens. And eventually, 1,500 years later, we migrated for the next 1,500 years. That's why you seen the majority of the Israelites on the west coast of Africa, man. In Senegal and Sierra Leone, man, and the Ivory Coast, man. In Ghana, and those places. It's a large, that's why all the Israelites, the large fluctuation of the Israelites, man. They're on that west coast of Africa. Right? And it says, he said right here, he said, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Lost meaning destroyed, man. Because when we left that west coast of Africa through the transatlantic slave trade, which was the Hamites that we were around knew we were Israelites, right? And the Arabs had their part in Ishmael. They built the boats for us to come over here, man. So they had their part. And then the slave master was Esau, man, so-called white man. So our number one enemy is Esau, and then it's Ishmael on the slide, man. You number two, man. You know? And through them bringing us over here, destroyed millions and millions of our people on the way, what did they do? Hey, through the slave trade, through the slavery, man, working you and beating the fucking damn, beat the heritage right out of you, man. So that's why that scripture say to the lost sheep, man, that destroyed house, man. Because these Israelites have no clue who they are today, man. They just walking around, man, thinking that they're Americans, man. When you go into it, what does America mean, man? That American Vespucci was a contemporary, a sailor, man. Contemporary of Christopher Columbus, man. That's who America was named after, man. So you're not an American, man. You know? It says, and as ye go, preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. So the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. How you doing, man? All right, man. Come on, stop. Yeah, good. Yeah, bien. Muy bien. Yeah, keep preach to them saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. You know? And that's why we come out week in and week out, man. To tell you these prophecies, man, that are popping out constantly daily, man. Second Ezra 9:1, and he answered me then and said, measure the time diligently within itself, right? It says, when you see as part of the signs past, which I have told thee, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world that he made, man. And one of those signs, when you see the men out here on the highways and byways with these signs, man, you haven't never seen this set up nowhere, man. This is a sign within itself. different disasters that's happening. You have, matter of fact, what's going on now, we was just looking at the news, you have Hawaii, a big hurricane is tapping to Hawaii, man, which we know that's done by the HART program. We know that Esau is creating that through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. He's enabled him to actually create those storms. Different civil arrests is happening. You have Esau being exposed as a pedophile, man, the priest. These are signs, man. Different weather patterns. You have a lot of different animals washing ashore. Animals, different species of birds that are actually just dying, falling out of the sky, dying, man. So these are signs of the times, man, that we watch for, man. Earthquakes. You have basically like the like I said, you don't know, we can't tell the basic, you don't know summer from winter no more, So, hey, man, those are the signs of the time, man. And it says, therefore, when there shall see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, man. It says earthquakes and uproars of the people. You have plenty of earthquakes and uproars of the people, man. This is a sign that's happening right in front of our eyes every day, man. Every day we wake up, it's something new. It's some new thing that's going on in this place, man. Every day you wake up to something different. And it says, verse 4, then shall thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before, even from the beginning, man. So he already spoke of these things, man. So what we're doing now, we're just basically pieces in a movie, pieces on a chessboard. And we're being made to make moves by the Heavenly Father's Spirit. It says His will is going to be done in earth as it is in heaven, man. So everything that goes on, when you look at this particular war that's brewing up, it's all part of the Heavenly Father's scheme, man. We're only pieces of this thing. We're just like pieces being played. It's like a script we're playing, man. Everything that's already happened in the spirit world, we just have to it has to manifest physically, man. That's why the Lord tells you in Job, the 33rd chapter, when you're asleep, He puts your instructions in your head of what you're going to do the next day, man. He is the ultimate puppet master, man. We just the pieces being played, man. You just better pray and hope that you're part of the nation of Israel and more part of the elect, man. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifested, man. So Esau's end is coming. The end of Esau's eon, his rulership is eon, his time of rule. It will be the beginning of Jacob's time to rule, man. The Lord has had Jacob in all these different captivities. Now it's basically time to exalt Jacob back to the top and everybody else under his feet. What did he tell you in Deuteronomy 7th chapter, man? That Israel was a special people, man. I get that. Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. He's talking to the Israelites, man. Because when you go back to the first chapter, it tells you when the Lord thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it. Right? Because we were in the wilderness, remember? Israelites left Egypt fleeing from Pharaoh. They wandered in the wilderness 40 years. So when we got to the land, he says, when the Lord thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hittites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou, man. So these nations were more than us, man. You know, it says, and when the Lord thy power shall deliver them before thee. So he's saying right here in the prophecy that he's going to deliver, even though those nations were more than us, that he was going to deliver them to us, man. And thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no more covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them, man. And that was plain, man, to annihilate them, man. Show no mercy. But what do our people do, man? Our people want to show mercy to these heathens constantly, day in and day out, man. That's why the Lord ain't dealing with you people, man. You know? The Lord says smite them, man, and kill them out of our land, man. I'll skip down. It says, I keep going. It says, neither shall thy make marriage with them. Thy daughter shall not give unto his sons, nor his sons shall thy take unto thy sons. So the Lord was saying, don't marry unto these heathens, man. And here today you have our women, man, of our nation. They marry Esau so fast it ain't even funny, man. Look at the beautiful part of the scriptures, man. That scripture, the Lord said, don't marry them, and look who's walking across the street, man. Look right through the camera, man. Right there, man. Jake female right there with Esau, man. You know? Sick, man. It says, for they will turn away thy son from following me, and they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord Yahweh be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. So the Lord gonna destroy you, man, if you mingle and keep marrying those other gods, man. Because they just said that they will turn you away from worshiping your God, man. And that's what happened to our king, man. Solomon in his old age, man. Erecting those different altars and shrines for his concubine, man. In old age, man, they basically probably had him going in those shrines. You know, the Lord said, "I'll destroy you suddenly, man." For that, and it says, verse 5, but thus shall ye deal with them, ye shall destroy their altars, break down their images, cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire, man. So when we were to go in that land, it was to take down them altars, and take down all those idols, man, and burn them, man. Even in this time now, the time we have now, Esau is running everything. If they saw us right now, they got shrines, they got altars, they got idols up everywhere. Any courthouse you go to, man, any institution you go to where it's money involved, there's always some kind of demonic statue around. You go down to Wall Street, they got a big ass bell or bull. Damn, if Jake take a sledgehammer and break that shit down and set it afire, man, Esau try to give you life without with no parole, man. But the scriptures say for the Israelites to burn those altars and those groves down of the heathen, man. It's in the scriptures. But we have to be circumspect and we have to be smart, wise as a serpent, man. If you go do that, man, Esau come against you, man. He might even just shoot you down, man, on the spot. So we have to be circumspect, and then we have to be wise as a serpent, right? In that matter. But when the Lord give us the go, guess what? Those idols and those groves will be knocked down and burned up. They're going to be burnt with mainly in America with thermonuclear fire, man. That's what's going to burn them down, man. You know? It says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto and above himself, right? A special treasure. You know? We that gem, man. We that ruby of the Lord, man. That precious gem, man. That precious stone, man. You know? It says, Yeah, we that precious stone. We get that. Edify that.